Live and online from Globe Life Field, this is the 2025 Western Governors University Commencement Ceremony in Dallas, Texas. This ceremony is for the School of Technology and the School of Business graduates. This is a live broadcast and will be available on YouTube and WGU's website. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Linda Battles.
Welcome. It is my distinct honor to convene the 104th commencement of Western Governors University. I'm Dr. Linda Battles, Regional Vice President for WGU's South Region. We warmly welcome you to Dallas, Texas, a city where modern skylines meet rich traditions and Southern charm embraces bold ambition. Known for its thriving art scene, deep-rooted history, and vibrant cultural mosaic, Dallas serves as a dynamic hub of opportunity and innovation. It's a perfect stage to honor you, our outstanding graduates. So let's get this celebration started. If you're able to, please stand for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Amber Barker, for an inspiring performance. Yay! Amber is a dedicated mother of three who earned her BS in healthcare administration while caring for her medically fragile child with autism and epilepsy. Her experiences navigating complex caregiving roles inspired her to pursue a career behind the scenes in healthcare, ensuring the coordination of care that supports both medical professionals and patients. Amber's resilience, empathy, and problem-solving skills fuel her passion for making a positive impact in healthcare. Outside of work, she enjoys singing at church and indulging in her love for Harry Potter and music. Like Amber, each of you has achieved something remarkable. Take Tahara McNeil, for example, graduating today with a business management degree, who knew since she was 7 years old that she wanted to go to WGU just like her mom. Or George Sanders, an active duty chief petty officer in the US Navy and full-time dad, who, with the help of his program mentor, earned a master's degree in IT while pushing through boot camp. That's amazing. Commencement is a celebration of a milestone, a dream realized through determination and hard work. It marks the moment you cross the line between student and alum, between one phase of your life and the next. It reflects the challenges you've faced and the obstacles you've overcome. This accomplishment is a powerful tribute to your dedication, perseverance, creativity, and resilience. On behalf of the entire university and our Board of Trustees, we extend our heartfelt congratulations and celebrate your success. As writer and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you." I commend each and every one of you for the level of determination you have shown to reach this point. Your resilience is something to be proud of and will undoubtedly bear fruit in the years to come. So when life challenges weigh you down, lean on this accomplishment and remember that you can do hard things. One of the things that makes WGU so special is our unique and diverse student body. It's truly incredible to see individuals from so many different backgrounds and with wide range of lived experiences come together to celebrate one of life's great achievements. And to that end, I'd like to share some facts about today's graduating class. There are 795 graduates earning master's and bachelor's degrees today. 46% of you are the first in your family to earn a college degree. We extend a special congratulations to you. 57% of you identify as students of color. Your average Your average age is 36 years old, the youngest is 18, and the oldest is 66. That's a testament to the fact that education is a lifelong journey. So 42 states are represented here today. The state with the most graduates is Texas, with 53%. The graduate who traveled the farthest to join us today is from Honolulu, Hawaii, some 3,700 miles away. WGU is grateful to be recognized as a military-friendly university, and we are especially honored to acknowledge the 108 military members graduating today. They are proudly wearing red, white, and blue cords. Thank you for your service to our country, and if you are able to, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you so much. Many of you are graduating today along with a family member, a father, a mother, a sibling, your children, a spouse. We offer special congratulations to those who are sharing this accomplishment with a loved one. Also joining us today are many of our WGU faculty and staff. Would you please put your hands together to offer your appreciation for their time and dedication? And many of you have had the love and support of family and friends as you earned a degree. Graduates, I'd like to invite you now to stand, if you can, and offer your applause and appreciation for those here today that made this journey with you. Thank you, family and friends. It's now my pleasure to invite President Scott Pulsipher to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Battles. Today, we have the privilege of recognizing a leader whose impact on the world of work, on workers, and on workplaces is truly unparalleled. Johnny C. Taylor Jr. has dedicated his career to shaping the future of employment, advocating for policies that advance economic mobility for individuals and strengthen organizations. As president and CEO of SHRM, or the Society for Human Resource Management, he leads a global network of nearly 370,000 members, influencing the lives of more than 362 million workers and their families worldwide. Beyond his leadership at SHRM, Mr. Taylor is a trusted advisor whose insights shape public policy at the highest levels. His weekly USA Today column, Ask HR, helps millions navigate the evolving world of work. It is our honor today to recognize his extraordinary contributions. Now please join me in turning your attention to the screens.
I'm a first-generation student. Neither of my parents finished high school because they had me very young, and they were teenage parents. Education is a great equalizer. So higher education really equalizes things. WGU is the type of school that I would have attended, but what I really like is that it's competency-based. You've literally created at WGU an institution that removes all of these barriers, focuses on what really matters, and that is, can you do a job on the other end of your run at that institution? When you walk across that stage, can you do something with that degree? It's where education matters. My hope is that the future of education and the workforce, that we will get to see it as a true continuum. The idea that education, the system, the institution, is the manufacturer of the product that we in industry or employers buy and consume. The one lesson that I wish I implemented more often in my career is that related to being a more empathetic leader. I think as leaders, we have a lot of pressures. We've got to make our shareholders, if you're in a publicly traded company, or your stakeholders, if you're not in a publicly traded company, happy, which means money's got to come in the door, employees have to perform, efficiency, productivity, etc. And sometimes you do that at the cost of empathy. You don't actually think about what your employees are experiencing, walking in their shoes, experiencing their lives, and how your decisions directly impact them. So the big lesson for me, and it's something that I try to be more intentional about than I have been in the first 20 years of my career, is to be more empathetic in my approach as a leader. As I think about what I would say to the graduates of the class of 2025, I'd say I want you to find the career sweet spot. The sweet spot to me is when you find that thing that you really, really, really are passionate about, that you can become an expert at, and thirdly, and most importantly, that someone will pay you to do. That's the career sweet spot. Too often we focus on, I'm going to pursue my passion. That's overrated advice. Trust me, because a lot of folks pursue their passion and it doesn't turn into a job, and thus they can't provide for themselves. That leads to a somewhat miserable experience, at least as I see it. Or you pursue something just for the money. Well, that also can be quite miserable. You can be paid a lot of money and hate your job and hate your life. And also, and perhaps more importantly, people do things that they can only be good at. I think you have to choose something that you can be great at, so that there's nothing like the experience of excelling. So when I talk to the graduating class, as you think about what you're going to do for the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life, let those be the guiding principles. Can I be really, really good at it? Do I like doing it? And thirdly, will someone pay me to do it? That's the career sweet spot.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Johnny C. Taylor Jr. to join me at the podium. And I will also ask for the assistance of our Vice Provost, Sarah DeMark, as well as our trustee, DeWanda Franklin Davis, to also help me with this. I will give that hood to you. It's upside down there for you. Johnny, on behalf of all of us today, we expressed our deepest appreciation for your leadership and unwavering commitment to shaping a better future for workers everywhere. It is truly our privilege to present you with this honorary doctorate of humane letters. Congratulations, Johnny.
All right. Wow, that was a lot. Thank you all so much. I was a little nervous. She was trying to get it over my head. I thought I'd lose my hat, whatever. Good afternoon. I'm a Southern now. Come on. Good afternoon. What an honor it is to stand before you today, our future workforce. Early in my career, though, I was a thriving lawyer. And I thought that hard work was all it took to be successful. Until one day, I want to tell you, I was working, it was roughly 4 or 5 o'clock, 4:45 in the afternoon. I had a brief that was due the court by 5 o'clock. My secretary came into me and said, something's happened at my kid's school, I have to leave early. My friends, this is not something I'm proud to brag, I'm not bragging about it, but I looked at her and I said, no. In fact, I went so far as to say, your kid is your problem, not mine. It wasn't one of my proudest moments as I look back. You see, in my mind, it was a black and white decision. I pay you, you show up, you do the work, and that's how this works. End of story. Except that it wasn't the end of the story, at least not for me. Because it's in that moment and subsequent years that I realized I was missing a critical skill, one that no law school or textbook had ever taught me. My friends, I lacked empathy. And throughout your careers, you'll be tempted to make quick judgments of situations and of people. But I would urge you all to pause and put yourself in someone else's shoes. Because while hard work will take you far, empathy will be your superpower if you let it. You have to keep that in mind, class of 2025. And so since they only gave a brother 3 minutes, let me just tell you, I'm gonna leave you with a poem that I really take along with me wherever I go. And it's a reflection of an 85-year-old woman who realized that she was dying. And it goes this way. She said, if I had to live my life all over again, I'd try to make more mistakes the next time. She said, I wouldn't try to be so perfect. We all have these perfection fetishes, but what difference does it make if you can let people know that you're imperfect? They can then identify with you because nobody can identify with perfection. She said, if I had to live it all over again, I'd relax a little bit more. I'd be sillier than I've ever been on this trip. In fact, I know very few things that I would take so seriously. I'd be crazier. I'd be less hygienic. I'd take more chances. I'd climb more mountains. I'd watch more sunsets. I'd go more places I've never seen. I'd eat more ice cream and fewer beans. I'd have more actual troubles and fewer imaginary ones. You see, she said, I was one of those people who lived sensibly and sanely day after day, hour after hour. And oh, I've had my moments, but if I had to do it all over again, I'd have more of those moments. In fact, I'd try to have nothing but beautiful moments, moment by moment by moment. Because in case you didn't know it, that's the stuff that life is made of, moments. She finally said, don't miss the now. She said, I've been one of those people who never went anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a raincoat, and a parachute. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd travel lighter the next time. If I had to do it all over again, I'd start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way until later in the fall. I'd ride merry-go-rounds, I'd watch more sunrises, and I'd play with more children if I had to do it all over again. Class of 2025, congratulations. The future is yours. Chase your dreams boldly, embracing the power of empathy. And every now and then, don't forget to stop and watch the sunrise. Thank you for this honorary degree.
Graduates, let's give Johnny C. Taylor one more round of applause. Each of you has an amazing story that has brought you to this point. At this time, we have now the opportunity to hear from one of your fellow graduates as she shares her journey to her degree. I'm delighted to introduce Shauna Greer, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, HR Management from Ogden, Utah. Please join me in welcoming Shauna to the podium.
Good afternoon, esteemed faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Today is a day of celebration. It's a day to acknowledge the hard work and determination that each of us has poured into earning this degree, and to celebrate everyone's accomplishments. Thank you all for being here today. We all come from various walks of life. Some are first-generation graduates, like me, and some may be getting a second or a third degree. We have those who started college fresh out of high school, and I'm sure many of us are graduates who returned to school after life began. However, regardless of where we have come from, we have worked hard and made it to where we are today. I am Shauna Greer, and I want to tell you my story. I started working in HR in 2009. I didn't have any formal training or education, so I attended many trainings, conferences, and classes to learn and grow my knowledge in HR. I learned quickly, I did well in my career, and I continued to advance. By 2014, I began working for a local city in the HR department and later moved in the HR manager role. And I started serving on the Northern Utah Human Resources Association board. I was confident in my job, and I was on the same level as my colleagues. However, I had imposter syndrome. I struggled with the fact that I didn't have a degree. I often dreaded when people would talk about college, and I would hope and pray that someone wouldn't ask me where I went to school or where I got my degree, because I knew that if I would have to respond that I didn't have one, and I often feared that my colleagues wouldn't respect me or that I didn't know what I was doing. Even though I had 2 professional HR certifications, I still felt inadequate. Over the years in my career, I had often thought about returning to school, but was nervous about having the time or having the money. My personal life took off, and I married in 2011 and became a mom to 2 amazing daughters who take up most of my free time, which I'm sure is the same for all the moms and dads out there. Attending college while trying to care for my family and manage my career and volunteer commitments seemed impossible. I knew it was possible, but I didn't think that I could do it. In 2020, my mother passed away unexpectedly. Her passing was devastating. I talked to my mom every day, and I often spent the weekends with her. She was one of my best friends. When I think back on memories with my mom, I often envision the moments when she was laughing and smiling. I've always been a big believer that laughter is the best medicine. Laughing connects us to others. Laughing increases endorphins, and it's hard to be sad or mad when you're laughing. My mom used to wake up every morning smiling and would tell others to smile and enjoy their day. It's now my life's mission to continue to smile and encourage others to smile and laugh. One day in 2023, my boss asked if I had considered returning to school. He told me that he believed in me and knew that I could advance in my career, but I'd likely need the degree on paper to help me achieve that goal. His words lit a fire in me, and I became highly motivated and started my journey with WGU on September 1st, 2023. I graduated with my bachelor's degree from WGU on September 30th, 2024. I never would have thought I would earn earned my degree or that I would have done it within a year, but here we are. I wish my mom were here to see this very proud moment and share it with me. However, I know she is somewhere watching and bragging about me. My kids are still young, and going through school with them was very rewarding. They were my biggest cheerleaders. After every test, I would come up the stairs from my office, and they would be anxiously waiting for me at the top. And they would yell out, "Did you pass? Did you pass?" And I would tell them yes, and they would jump up and down and give me big hugs and kisses while we celebrated. They loved crossing off classes on my roadmap, which I hung on our fridge as a reminder to keep me motivated. Going through this has helped them see the hard work that I put in and the rewards gained from it. My husband, he was my rock. He was always right behind the kids, waiting for his hug and kiss to celebrate with me. He held down the fort while I focused on school. I'm so excited to have accomplished this significant milestone in my life and to share the moments with my loved ones and with all of you. Looking out, I see various stories, backgrounds, and dreams. We come from different regions, cultures, and childhoods, but our shared commitment to achieving our goals, to learning, and to growth unites us. The unity in diversity reminds me that we're not as different as we think. There are significant moments in history when we face a crisis, we come together and we build each other up and support each other. But rather than waiting for a crisis, let's be kind to others, embrace our differences, find strength in our differences, and celebrate our wins. To our families and loved ones, thank you for being our support. Thank you for your belief in us and support when we said we couldn't hang out or do chores, or when we'd kick you out of the house because we needed to study, do homework, or take a test. Thank you to our professors and mentors for challenging and guiding us towards excellence. And finally, thank you to my fellow graduates for the course chatter and social media posts. Your feedback and support and advice are more helpful than you know. As we step into the next chapter of our lives, let's come together with open hearts and open minds to clear pathways, celebrate differences, and pursue our dreams with the same courage and determination that brought us here today. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future is ours. Let's make it count, and don't forget to laugh along the way. Thank you.
Let's give Shauna one more round of applause for her incredible story. The reality that she was able to finish her degree that quickly also continues to show each and every one of us that, in fact, we learn through so many different ways, whether that's on the job, through military experience, through life itself, and that there is a place, like at WGU, where you can leverage all of that to go at the pace that's right for you. It's incredible to see. I'm also motivated, Shonda, to say, while I suspect that like that aqua green, turquoise, teal, whatever color it was, that could maybe make its way into the WGU branding. I liked it. Like we could, we'll have a tassel made that color or something. It was wonderful. So thank you again, Shauna. I'm now pleased to introduce our commencement speaker, Anthony Robles. Anthony Robles is a 3-time All-American wrestler and the 2010-2011 NCAA champion in the 125-pound weight class. A remarkable accomplishment on its own, but especially considering he was born with one leg. He graduated from Arizona State University with a degree in business communication and was named the 2011 NCAA Best Wrestler of the National Tournament. Robles received the 2011 Jimmy V Perseverance Award and was the first Nike athlete to sign a deal after retiring from competitive sports. He currently works as an NCAA wrestling analyst for ESPN. Inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2012, he wrote "Unstoppable, From Underdog to Undefeated," and was appointed by President Obama to the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition in 2013. He was also a member of the presidential delegation to the 2014 Sochi Paralympic Games. Robles won the National Wrestling Media Association's Broadcaster of the Year Award in 2015 and set 3 Guinness World Records for pull-ups from 2018 to 2021. We are not going to ask him to prove it, but he was also inducted into ASU's Athletics Hall of Fame in 2022. Please turn your attention to the screens and let's welcome Anthony Robles.
I remember the first time I saw Anthony wrestle. I went in the stands and my son threw down his crutches and he hopped to the middle of the mat. And there's this scrawny little kid, and that's my son, and I was so proud of him, but this woman was laughing, and it broke my heart. I never wanted him to look at himself and say, hey, something's wrong with me, because these people keep looking at me and pointing. But if anybody's known Anthony throughout his whole life, it's that big smile, that great personality, and never letting anything get him down. Even when they'd ask him, what happened to your leg? He's like, I was born that way. Just with confidence, he just says it. I know Anthony made it a point that he wanted to go to Division I school. He had worked really hard with 2 undefeated seasons, 2 state titles. But he wasn't heavily recruited. He knew he had something to prove once again. When he first started, it was like, oh, poor thing, good for him, he's trying, he's got one leg, he's at a disadvantage. And then as he started winning, it was, well, he's got an advantage because he's got all that upper body strength and, people can't get low enough. And I'm like, no, the kid just figured out how to beat you guys.
And it will be a tall task for Anthony Robles, the senior from Mesa, Arizona, 7 minutes away from a national title.
I was scared for him, knowing that it had to be Iowa, knowing that it had to be the former champion.
Look at that. Beautiful technique by Robles.
for anybody to give Anthony any credit, it had to be the best of the best. Anthony had worked really hard, and he'd overcome a lot of stuff. A lot of people not expecting him to do it, people not expecting him to do anything. And for him to take control of that match, that was his defining moment. The pride I feel for him is indescribable. It's an honor to be Anthony's mom.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm honored. Well, thank you all so much. I'm truly honored. Thank you for allowing me to be here to celebrate you on your special day and just to have this opportunity to share with you. We're here today to celebrate you. Guys, congratulations, graduates. What an amazing accomplishment today. I got to clap for you guys, man. We're here to celebrate you guys because your amazing accomplishment of earning this degree, it did not come without challenges. And I think that's one thing that we have in common. We've all wrestled with challenges. You see, it can be physical, it can be mental, but there's always something. There's always an opponent that we have to wrestle through. Despite those challenges, there's a word I learned. And I learned that word from my mom. It's unstoppable. And each and every one of you sitting here today is unstoppable because you've overcome so many different challenges in your life. Yet despite those challenges, you're here today. And that's why we celebrate you guys. See, for me, it took me a while to understand what that word unstoppable meant. But luckily, I was blessed with an amazing mom to show me. You see, my mom, when she had me, she was pretty young. My mom was 16 years old. And the crazy thing was that I was born missing my leg, and she didn't expect that. So the day I was born, it was actually a shock to everyone in that room. They literally grabbed me and they rushed me out of the room. My mom had no idea what was going on, so she said she was laying there asking, "Where is my son? I want to see my son." And no one would tell her anything. At a certain point, the head doctor came back into the room and he said, "Your son's going to be okay, but he was born missing his right leg." And as you can imagine, growing up, I noticed that I was different and I struggled with that. Because I didn't understand why people would stare at me, kids and adults. I didn't understand why people felt sorry for me, why they saw me as less than. And I could see it in their eyes. But luckily, I never saw it in my mom's eyes. My mom would always tell me, "There's nothing wrong with you. You were made that way for a reason, you just have to wait and see what that reason is." And the best lesson she taught me was to never let my challenge become an excuse. I'm sure as you sit here right now, you can think of plenty of challenges along your journey to get here that could have held you back, that you could have said, "I can't do it," made it your excuse. But you didn't. You refused to allow it to be that. And so it was my mom sharing this with me and putting it in my head that I grew up like any normal kid, right? I wanted to play sports, I wanted to be active. So at 14, I decided to try a brand new sport, and I didn't tell my mom that I was interested in this sport. Okay, so I go to practice one day for the first time ever, and my mom, she just thinks I'm at school a little bit longer than usual, just hanging out with some friends. But that day after that practice, I remember just coming home super excited, right? I could not wait to tell my mom about practice that day. And I remember just bursting through the front door. I'm yelling, "Mom, Mom," and she's in the living room. So I ran in the living room and I just told her, "Mom, I went to wrestling practice and I learned all these cool moves, these throws. This is the funnest thing I ever done. Can you sign me up?" So I'm looking at her, right? I'm excited, and my mom is just staring at me wide-eyed. She didn't say a word. I remember she stood up, she grabbed me by my arm and starts dragging me down the hallway. So I'm getting pulled down the hallway. We get to the end of it. She turns and she looks at me. She said, "Did you see your face?" And I was confused, right? So I step into the bathroom. My mom flips the light on. I look at the mirror. My right eye was almost swollen shut. I had a busted lip. There's blood all over my t-shirt. I'm smiling and there's blood on my teeth. And my mom said, "That does not look very fun to me." You know, I didn't know what it was. I couldn't explain it in words, but for some reason, I had this calling on my heart. Like I was supposed to wrestle, like this was something I was meant to do, and I really wanted to do it. So the rest of that day, I was just trying to convince my mom to let me wrestle. And by the end of the night, she looked at me, she said, okay, if you're sure and if you'll be careful, I'll sign you up. And I went to bed that night, I couldn't even sleep. I'm imagining my wrestling career in front of me, all the medals and the trophies I was gonna get and the matches I would win. And I'm sure you all felt the same way when you started this journey, right? You're excited about going to school, you're excited about getting into class and studying and getting your degree. But the thing is, there's always excitement at the beginning, right? When you set the goal, but then there seems to be the unexpected challenges that pop up that we have to learn how to overcome. And a few of the challenges I had to deal with early on in wrestling. Number one, the lightest weight class in high school wrestling was 103 pounds. Wrestlers have to watch their weight, have to weigh in exactly at their weight class. For me, I never had to worry about that because I'm 14 years old, I'm wrestling the 103-pound weight class. The heaviest I ever got was 90.5 pounds. So my nickname, I don't know if you remember who Steve Urkel is. My nickname was Urkel from my teammates. Even when I got bigger, I used to counter, I'd tell them they're just jealous because I look like Denzel and they didn't, but it's funny how much we resemble each other, right? Challenge number two, I'd never wrestled before. My coach had never coached someone missing a leg before. It wasn't like I could jump on Google or YouTube and type in one-legged wrestlers and then all these videos could pop up that I could learn from, that I could follow. So we're basically creating a whole new style of wrestling from scratch. And that first year, it did not go well. I grew up in Mesa, Arizona, and I finished dead last at the Mesa City tournament. I just remember being so upset that night. Just feeling frustrated, really just feeling defeated. And I sat in my room on my bed and I contemplated quitting. But I'll never forget a moment when a voice popped into my head, and it was my mom's voice. It said, don't ever let your challenge become your excuse. And that night, I wrote down my first goal. I wanted to be a state champion. I wrote it down on this little piece of paper right here. And I said, no matter what, I'm gonna get this. I don't care how long it takes. And there's a saying that my trainer used to tell me. He'd say, if you are unchallenged, then you are unchanged. I know you all went through numerous challenges to get here today, but it changed you. It molded you. It forced you to grow, to become smarter, more efficient, more durable, to level up. And at that point in my life, I started to learn to do the same. Fast forward to my senior year, I'm ready to graduate high school. I'm a two-time high school state champion in Arizona, a high school national champion. Set my sights on NCAA to win an NCAA title. But as life likes to remind us, with every new goal comes a new challenge that we have to wrestle against in order to reach the goal. I wasn't recruited by the college like I expected. Arizona State offered me the opportunity to walk on and earn a position on the team, but it wouldn't be easy. But I believe that's what makes the toughest goals the most special to reach, right? It's the prize you pay. It's the price you pay for it. The prize is in direct proportion to the price. The greater the reward you seek, the greater the effort needs to be to achieve it. You're all sitting here today because you were willing to pay that price. You became night owls, you worked harder. You and your family made sacrifices to give you the time needed to pursue your degree, and it was worth it. I'm sure you imagined this day and how good it was gonna feel hundreds of times to walk across the stage and get that degree. And I too imagined my moment, when I would be able to stand on that podium, to wrestle on that championship mat, to win my title. And I had that opportunity. It was my senior year, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 20,000 people in this arena. And I remember I had to wrestle the returning national champion. I was terrified. I remember just running down that red carpet and it felt like my heart was about to explode. And I was shaking and I'm looking all over the place. I'm just overwhelmed. And I didn't have any ounce of confidence in me whatsoever. I remember just hearing the crowd and it was deafening. And as I was about to step out onto the mat, I lock up into one section really quickly. When I do, my heart stops beating so fast. This calmness sets over me, it's quiet. Because I'm looking at my mom. I'm looking at my brothers, my sister, my high school coach. Those are the people I leaned on. Those are my whys right there. I call them my voices. It was at that moment I believed that I was unstoppable. And I'll never forget, there was 10 seconds left in that match, and I could hear the crowd getting louder and louder, and it got down to 0. And when they see a new national champ, they raised my arm up. I had finally reached that mountaintop. And guys, today, right now, each and every one of you has reached your mountaintop. Today is a day for you to celebrate all your hard work and remember all of the challenges that you wrestled through to get here. But if I could give you one piece of advice, remember your voices in the crowd. The people that are here today, your loved ones, your family, your friends, teachers, coworkers, faculty, because while you celebrate today, tomorrow is a new day. And I just want to ask you, what's next? What goal will you choose to pursue? What mountain will you choose to climb? What will you have down written on a piece of paper? Remember what got you here today. Remember your voices in the crowd as you prepare to wrestle through the challenge that awaits you. But above everything else, remember that you are unstoppable. In closing, I'd love to leave you with a poem. This poem is called Unstoppable, and it reminds me as I'm wrestling through my daily challenges what unstoppable means. So hopefully it'll motivate you and remind you that you're unstoppable. Every soul who comes to earth with a leg or two at birth must wrestle their opponent knowing it's not what is, it's what can be that measures worth. Make it hard, just make it possible. And through pain, I won't complain. My spirit is unconquerable. Fearless, I will face each foe, for I know I am capable. I don't care what's probable. Through blood, sweat, and tears, I am unstoppable. Class of 2025, congratulations, and keep being unstoppable. Thank you, guys.
Let's give Anthony one more round of applause, everyone. Thank you so much. It's just incredible to be associated and be in the presence of someone who just radiates so much joy and so much light, so much encouragement. We're truly grateful for Anthony and his message to us. And now for this moment, I'd like to invite Dr. Sarah DeMark, Vice Provost, to the podium for the conferral of degrees.
Thank you, President Pulsifer. We are pleased to first recognize our master's degree graduates who wear a hood bearing the color of their discipline. So would the candidates for master's degrees please stand if you're able? Upon the favorable recommendation of our faculty and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and member governors of Western Governors University, I hereby confer upon you the master's degree you have earned, to include the Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Marketing, and Master of Science, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations. And you may be seated. So now, would all those here today earning a bachelor's degree please stand if you are able? Upon the favorable recommendation of our faculty and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and member governors of Western Governors University, I hereby confer upon you the associate or bachelor's degree you have earned with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. You ready for the fun part? So you may now move your tassel from the right to the left side of your mortarboard, which signifies your transition from student to graduate. And so congratulations and welcome to the global community of college graduates. And you may also be seated. As we prepare to have our graduates appear on stage, out of respect for each of you, we kindly ask that you and those here celebrating your accomplishment remain in your seats until we have recognized our last graduate on stage. Thank you.
Today, as we graduate, we carry with us not only a diploma, but also the pride of knowing that our journey has inspired those closest to us.
We worked so hard, and now we are labeled graduates forever.
We stand here with what is earned and not given.
We have persevered through trials and overcome our weaknesses. We have written the eternally long papers and passed every objective assessment to be here today.
We didn't give up no matter how lost we felt. We made it.
Each of us have faced unique challenges, but here we stand, resilient, triumphant, and proud Western Governors University graduates.
We've all got our own unique stories, and we're all here together today, writing our next pages in those stories.
Today marks a new chapter for all of us, and the beginning of all the amazing things we're going to do and accomplish with our degrees and in our lives.
And the best is yet to come. Let us continue to remain resilient and persistent as we enter this next chapter.
Congratulations, and let's seize the future together.
Let's continue to push boundaries, to challenge the status quo, and to strive for excellence in all that we do.
Let us step into the future with our heads held high.
Congratulations to all my fellow WGU classmates. We did it!
Please welcome graduates from the School of Technology for their moment in the spotlight.
Marcus D. McCullum.
Colton Sinclair.
Morgan Jennings.
Carlos Quaintance.
Nafisa Saeed Hassan.
Joseph Lewis.
James Gordon.
Brady James Alexander.
Shirtal Iman St. Luce.
Anthony Joseph Trevino.
Joe Huang Nguyen.
Shubham Raj Gautam.
Anthony Rao.
Yasmin Ali.
Adekunle Adetukunbo Ojo.
Ayurla Enilo.
Manny Hamid.
Antonio Johnson.
Sumesh Payatakath.
Zachary Allen Neal.
Dwight Cottrell Hyson.
Olufemi Temitope Ayandero.
Rizwan Farouk.
Sanjit Raj Shrestha.
Melody Magtas Gabber.
Isaac A. Placencia.
Richard Lamar Dixon.
Pete Tarka.
Christopher Alvarado.
Shadira Lambie.
Roy Atkins.
Christopher Joseph Aguilar.
Anil Harish Chandra.
Lillian Garcia.
Joshua Aaron Orimoto.
Jason Lopez.
Christo Keys.
Matthew Cancillo.
Pilar Maria del Pilar O'Brien.
John Rogers.
Peyton Brassett.
Deandra Melendez.
Alexander Kwashi.
Inchi Munya Marker Hammer Candle.
Marie Nadej Muna Fallon.
Desiree Johnson.
Adriana Coco.
Olu Coyote Su Ronke.
Sudran Shir Sagar.
Kiara Angelise Ganger.
Chase McCarg.
Sam McQueen.
Briston Tyler Raymond Schaefer.
Jerry Ja.
Wesley Lamar Daniels.
Mark William Kendall II.
Samuel White.
Edmar S. Saria.
Tony Viet Ung.
Scott Zothner.
Jakayla Nicole Cunningham.
Kenny Morrison.
Goku Sosue.
Tyvon Rashad Williams.
Shri Vidya Sandara Rajan.
Satya Sai Sekur Devarakanda.
Esban Oguti Karango.
Naftal Bosiri Nayabwari.
Chidaharum Subapile.
Michael Kevin Alabi Dwobu.
Abiud Magobo.
George Leon Sanders IV.
Kadeem Reed.
Chelsea Biggs.
Andrew Luster.
Traniel Pride.
Balaji Dinadeyalan.
Colby Reck.
Sonia Medine.
Luis Andres Morales.
Mason Alexander Prince.
Merali Kishna Brahmia.
Vivian Catherine Sanchez.
Abdu Faris.
Olaf Wafermi Barmidele.
Daniela A. Aluach.
Tanner Kirby.
Briante Lynn Bankston.
Priormide Adedeji.
Ethan Saunders.
Jody Cantello.
Kunal Tejwani.
David Thomas Castle.
Terrion Clark.
Hugo Daniels Mbagu.
Brandon Bates.
Victor J.D. Westbrook.
Sanford Newell Darlington.
Xavier Matei.
Aswe Sube Keme.
Oluwatosin Faniyi.
Jonathan R. Banks III.
John Joseph Vincent Ford.
Nusrat Tumahunu.
Tommy Van Duong.
Gabriella Howell.
Lavanya Monique Mitchell.
Solomon B. Oduteo.
Joseph Rubino.
Carlos Horkira.
Warren Daniel Johnson.
Brandon Fisher.
Osama Khalik.
Kayla Pagan.
Makil Kishan Peters.
Abiodun Alatunji.
Alex Ofe.
Brittany Share Young.
Stephen Marin.
Jordan Farmer.
Jose Enrique Martinez.
Charles H. York.
Victor Corrier.
Mario David Hayden.
Storm Vancuso.
Alawale Sule.
Devon Simmons.
Christian Villarreal.
Christopher Colin Richardson.
Jared C. Jones.
Rathan Bekal.
Michael G. Casillas Jr.
Matthew Daly.
Link Huang.
Kendra Van Dyke.
Yvette Ocean Sandra F. Tianda.
Zach Gullett.
Josephat K. Sigai.
Daniel Knapp.
Adana Kusima Kunova.
Giancarlos Tirado Rivera.
Fernando G. Tolentino.
Melody Selena Barrios.
Edward Moore.
Kyle Murray.
Johangel Morales.
Ali Altamimi.
James Lee Maddox.
Dustin Klusman.
Helena Solomon Kavita.
David Zamanek.
Angelica Storm Rodriguez.
Paul Stokes.
Miguel Angel Rodriguez Lopez.
Mia Danielle Klonek.
Hassani C. Williams.
Olufeyi Shayo Olufemi Ojo.
Robert Dominger.
Traylon Scott.
Japheth McKeithen.
Fidelis E. Obi.
Brandon Scott Basham.
Marvin Rene Orellana.
Rolando Castillo.
Peter John Esposito.
Brandon J. Ross.
Jacob Richard Boyd.
Hiram Joseph Crook.
Blaine Keaton.
Cynthia Proagno.
Mark Kiyomaletong.
Michael James Walton.
Willie Thaddeus Grandison.
Ariana Christina Gallo Rubino.
Joseph Tate.
Julian Espero.
Zachary John Crumpton.
Jasmine Yvonne Smith.
Yachong Tang.
Mario Angelo Sulit Dominguez III.
Melissa K. Weaver.
Tyler James Taft.
Nora Tavita Contreras.
Benjamin Bailey.
Raj Nirala.
Edric Tyler.
Clayton Bailey.
Valeria Baracol.
William Wynn.
Tina Martin.
Gabriel Dinkins.
Abraham S. Foley.
David J. Roberts.
Catherine Molly Mason.
Omar Rodriguez.
Cody Bryce Lee.
Darwin Castro.
William Luther Donley.
Shirsha Barez.
Travis George Crawford.
Shaiki Maloney.
Benjamin James Berry.
Jimmy Dean Roberts.
Anisha Dunn.
Nicholas Leah Herrera.
Ray Nathaniel Smith.
Brittany Sanders.
Tammy Garcia Garrison.
Mark Moore.
Reginald Johnson.
Christina Villabrosa.
Joshua Matthew Thurston.
Stephen Lundberg.
Noe Munoz.
Chanel Greer Gregory.
Cassidy Cabral.
Sandra Adeli Wagner.
Armando Brunis.
Nicholas Pinto.
Bertina Diane Carter.
Karen Levine Williams.
Tristan Stroop.
Amanda K. Garza.
Kimberly Christine Price.
Brittany Nicole O'Brien.
Ashley J. Rowe.
Terrence Jermaine White.
Wesley J. Rowe.
Cassidy Panter.
Nestor Gonzalo Sanchez. Congratulations to all of the graduates from WGU School of Technology.
Please welcome graduates from the School of Business for their moment in the spotlight.
Kimberly Crandall Schaffner.
Caitlin Jo Bell.
Barbara Marie Epps.
Letitia Alisa Easterling.
Efren Cavazos.
Monkal Newham.
Hannah Eisenhower.
Stephanie Nanabe Howard.
Christine Michelle Moss.
Sean Michael Tuggle II.
Min Tao Ri Tron.
Arethea Turner Allen.
Trinika Buford.
Joshua Donnell Capers McGreer.
Donna Wright.
Alicia Kiara Taylor.
Andrea Jenkins.
Tracy Jenkins.
Brian Himes.
Stephanie Lynn Jenkins Davis.
Rhonda Renee Lowry.
Thomas Michael Velick.
Barbara O'Dom.
Lawanda Lachey James.
Mark Reniel P. Francha.
Thomas Cleary.
Caleb Michael Mosley.
Ahmad Bilal Mustafa.
Brianna Isabel Duran.
Kevon Allen.
Jennifer Balt.
Fonda Nkocha.
Rita Corey Wittine.
Stacy A. Gibson.
William Brent Siba.
Karine Estelle Giadim Kamto.
Olayiwala Lawal Abe Lawo.
Nicholas Powell.
Monier Henli Singleton.
Glendale Aguilera de la Pena.
Kelly Edwina Bankston.
Stephanie George.
Andy T. Tran.
William Hogan.
Valerie Stevenson.
Scott Andrew Emmons.
Lindsay Ugari.
Hattie Corbett.
Mohammed Basul.
Kristen Myers.
Lashara Ames.
Cora Ann Smith.
Sandley Moyes.
Lacey Lewis.
Eric Whittemore.
Stephanie White.
Casey Wayne Pate.
Clement Chukudi Oben.
Joshua Burkhart.
Tiffany Porter.
Raphael Anyeke Nwabuba.
Rebecca Garcia.
Kendra Fabian Marion.
Americo Abrego.
Jonathan Perales.
Joshua Belliner.
Chad Alexander War.
Kayla Dixon.
Adaliz Padilla.
Trevorius Jones.
Christopher J. Williams.
Emmanuel Trevino.
David Sines.
Abby Eo.
Kobe Lee.
Maria Jeanette Mendonzas.
Tony Wiggins.
James Sunday Dwad.
Daniel Clayman.
Israel Joel Ruida.
Benjamin Kyle Branson.
Jalen Marie Annunciation Ibarra.
Jessica Lopez.
Stacy Lavon Payne.
Gus Holland.
Luz Elena Behar.
Brigitte Nicole Williams.
Leanne Taylor Lindy.
Antoinette Angel Cunningham Hardy.
Meredith Alexis Pierce.
Doreen Leola Wyther Lindy.
Megan Eileen Brown.
Mark Porter.
Ariel Puente.
Christian Costello.
Brianna Marie Labar.
Jason Olmos.
Katie Flora.
Keaton Matthew Jorgensen.
Elise K. Davis.
Cassie Renee Portwood Aday.
Holly Terry.
Yemi Quadre Como Lafe.
Dusty Ryan Hatchett.
Rich Stein.
Annie Brown.
Maggie MB Denton.
Brandon Michael Williams.
Latanya Michelle Andrews.
Lisette Brooks.
Jessica Mitchell.
Rachel Luibano Gallegos.
Christopher Valencia.
Ignacio A. Gomez.
Kat S. McCormick.
Casey Anderson.
Shirin Krimsky.
Amanda Renee Kirk.
Shante A. Mack.
Joshua May.
Joan J. Pennell Callow.
Nicholas Watson.
Juan Angel Salinas.
Janice Gilbert.
Tierra Monique Hinton.
Casey Pate.
Jenneth Marie Hart.
Joseph Gregory Segrist.
Robin Chanel Harvey.
Tina Hartfield Mason.
Ashley Perea.
Joanne Goba.
Rebecca E. Zetz.
Amin Milligan.
Ryan Francisco Longoria.
Deetress Henderson.
Jerica Bickford.
Dana Jill Tennell.
Howard J. Timoney.
Sydney Morgan Curry.
Jessica Bird.
Patricia Mudimo.
Jonathan Moore.
Aaron Omid Gallegos.
Treshana Myers Lee.
Andrea Pearson.
Linda Ibarra.
Roy Valentin Torres.
Aliyah Christine Balkadank.
Kylie Shane Douglas.
Shivnal Krishnan Raj.
Rutendo Kaiser.
Isaac Diunguye.
Daniela Ebihibreme Omo Kwale.
Bob Yarbrough.
Vandale Allen Killebrew.
Anquanette Tierra Brooks.
Jerome Brewer.
Dakota Jean Ives.
Suzanne Marie Levin.
Thomas Marucha Okoyo.
Evelyn Jarman.
Latessa Fisher.
Adesua Juliet Okewagbe.
Brandon Dykes.
Glenn Allen Quizaman.
Vanessa Arbelas.
Thaddeus Bacon.
Shay Bolger Little.
Dong Hwan Kim.
Fred H. Johnson II.
Parameshwari Sukumar.
Michael Gutneck.
Kate Acha.
Ilana Goodenwin.
Melissa Christine Seidler.
Kenesha Taylor Hart.
Lily Mercedes Gimby.
Franklin Buckholtz.
April Nicole Watson.
Francis Ava Isabel Deladio.
Alejandra Castro.
Kylie Thomas.
Shekinah Ruth Ballard.
Joaquin Mutaki.
Oboyemi Victoria Ogunlano.
Christiana T. Guden Akparaki.
Christian Rapallo.
Dexter Smith.
Mileka Yvette Powell.
Ashley Renee Rogers.
Timothy James Chan.
Verena L. Westbrook.
Nakosi Akil Mason.
Avinash Samit Dayal.
Devanya S. Wilson.
Amadi Oguch.
Sarah Escamilla.
Deborah Ladelli.
Sumia Sune Cuthbert.
Diane Marie Singleton.
Faith A. Tindy.
Richard Ard II.
Gabrielle Mize.
Tristan Oliver.
Michael Zakovich.
Braden Morris.
Jennifer Moran.
Latoye Mache Taylor.
Madusha S. Kuda Udaje.
Shauna Ann Greer.
Delvon Delano Glass.
Lakota Nash.
Amber Annette Barker.
Gregory Thomas Gerolds.
Andrew David Knapp.
Amy Marie Martin.
Latre Dior Vershai Spivey.
Sherry Ann Cruz.
Momina Mabaki.
Kayla Marie Gerards.
Aletha Veronica Davis.
Brian Daniel Huff.
Janelle Tyson.
Darlene Lenore Harston.
Benjamin Barnard.
Natasha Brooks.
Tori Roberson.
Susan Alvarado.
Angela Herman.
Ashley Yamilet Calderon.
Leanne Huff Ward.
Christopher George.
Crystal Toy Strickland.
Kyle Frazier.
Christopher S. Norin.
Afi Aganyo Eho.
Joseph Jared Miller.
Christina Jean Williams.
Angelica Rodriguez.
David Keith Jenkins.
Alex Jolie Oni.
Sheelan Preem.
Wilworth Sauceda.
Roland Ipama.
Gabriel Mize.
Justin Wyckoff.
Rafaela G. Paula.
Becky Mora.
Jasmine Neal.
Gabriel Mize. Jose Rodriguez.
Margaret Ann Varghese.
Eliana Maria Anal de la Cruz.
Kiera Calais.
Tahara Lucinda McNeil.
David Hall.
Diani Valencia.
Diana Carolina Gonzalez.
Shagufta Umair.
Ariadna Angulo.
Hamodu Najiyi.
Brandy Balu.
Ariadna Angulo.
Joshua Stefan Roll.
Stephen Bishop.
Diani Valencia.
Ariel Cruz.
Ashley Burns.
Jason Woodford.
Oluwakeremi Bankower Lay.
Alexandria Grace Kellum.
Monica Duran.
Angela Hardnett.
Cecilia Denise Dunn.
Janessa Soares.
Bria Williams.
Mafia Shadle.
Christiana Chavis Citizen.
Daryl Hanner.
Chelsea Elise Dugan.
Marcelin Inlow.
Brandon Cantu.
Julie M. Bednarski.
Keith Snyder Dyer.
Jalen Tawan Gus.
Carolyn Teodoro.
Jeffrey Namani.
Chris Chavez.
Destiny Daniels.
Michael D. Wilson.
Ryan Matthew Frenchek.
Benny Wesley.
Kimberly Michelle Bailey.
Andrew Jewell.
Cheryl Mitchell.
Kadisha Jackson.
Martin Leach.
Blanca Liliana Torres.
Elder R. Zabala.
David Symington.
Joseph Angerhofer.
Summer Carter Barnes.
Michaela Brout.
Courtney R. Felbinger.
Michael J. Stewart.
Miranda Carroll.
Sarah Burden.
Christopher D. Clayton.
Aaron Duran.
Logan J. Hull.
Bethany Jones.
Kayla M. Beard.
Christy Ceballos.
Charlie Rhodes.
John Albert Dillard.
Michelle Cooper.
Blairmit Luongo.
Jose Angel Flores.
Yakov Yatsvin.
Shelby Sanchez.
Patrick Little.
Justin Hines Alexander.
Annette Brooks.
Heather Firosa.
Jessica Luna Miller.
Catherine Lois Doyle.
Richard Chase Grubb.
Talitha Carey.
Brandon L. George.
Arcelie Benz.
Margarita Hernandez.
Jonathan David Miller.
Raquel Taylor.
Madeline F. Sanford.
Kyle Edward Robinson.
Sierra Louise Kiner.
Cynthia Thomas Nekon.
Michael Eric Banda.
John Perkins.
Jessica Stephanie Niemt.
Ryan Christopher Ramey.
Thomas Kevin Carden.
Marissa Kale Kindle.
Jody Lynn Gibson.
Penny Brooker.
Marcel Roni Salim.
Megan Denise Ward.
Katrina Avaleran.
Samantha Ramirez.
James Lehman Molina.
Karen Danielle Brooks.
Quincy Stevenson.
Vladislava Koch.
Joyce Spirell.
Uganma Nana Agu.
Gina Davis.
Jennifer Starr.
Michael J. Hernandez.
Ryan Hood.
Melissa J. Luciela Montoya.
Taya Renee Weber.
Christopher Michael Minier.
Chow Pham.
Beatrice Dalila Simmons.
Christopher Whaley.
Margarita Maria Molina Armendaos.
Amanda Borski.
Hagit Leah Nahari Kim.
Stephanie Marie Phillips.
Taylor Jimenez.
Ricardo Lopez Lina Thompson.
Rifath Tasnuva.
Dalton Duggar.
Shannon Richard Stevenson.
Adrian Vera.
Jamie Bradley.
Brandy Wallace.
Andres Espino.
Deirdre Pitts Mosley.
Dawood Radwan.
Layla Barchett.
Victoria De Vargas Gottschalk.
Anika Sarkar.
Kevin Plain.
Elijah Lamont Allen Knight.
Joelisa Charleroon.
Melanie Flemma.
Kelly Joe Andreas.
Abby Michelle Connors.
Terry Battle III.
Erica Nicole White.
Martell Howard.
Amber Holly.
Barlia Wright.
Michael Brown Jr.
Kevin Lucio.
Jessica Montez.
Summer Brooke Jansen.
Brandon Keith Anthony.
Mason Emery Watson.
Rebecca Lynn Falco.
Janetta Ward.
Jessica Luna.
Scott Ward.
Shalise Garner.
Dylan Ward.
Bradley Scott Osborne.
John Paul M. Rivas.
Brandy Robinson.
Felicia Anastasia Johnson.
Tyron C. Bell.
Rosalie Sierra.
Deanna Vaughn.
Brian Matt Thalman.
Robert Vaughn.
Jamie Denise Fagan.
Roderick Stefan Hayes.
Maya Jones.
Chris Ortiz.
Courtney Edgeworth.
Yvonne Ramos.
Vincent Luis Castro.
Amaka Almas Obina.
Victor Luis Agrero Garcia. Congratulations to all of the graduates of WGU School of Business.
Everyone, let's give these graduates one more round of applause. Congratulations, all of you. You did it. Thank you, friends and family who've been here to support your graduate. It's been truly inspiring and remarkable to be here with you this afternoon. As each of you returns home and embarks on the next step of your journey, I urge you to remember that you are a night owl for life. Joining an ever-growing alumni network of over 370,000, we welcome you to explore lifelong career resources and alumni benefits at wgu.edu/alumni. Know this, the entire WGU community stands ready to champion your success and celebrate your achievements every step of the way. In turn, I encourage you to take every opportunity to uplift those around you. Consider the opportunities that helped you succeed and the individuals who stepped up for you. How can you share what you've learned and your unique gifts to make a difference in the lives of others? Take a moment and look around at your fellow graduates, at your faculty and staff who supported you, and especially your friends and family cheering you on in the crowd. Together, we are stronger, and only through collective effort can we create a brighter pathway for future generations. As we close, I hope you will take a moment to reflect on the pride you felt during this ceremony. Thank you for letting us be a part of your educational journey. Graduates, we are inexpressibly proud of you and your accomplishment. For all you have achieved and will continue to achieve, we salute you. Congratulations.